All right, next we're gonna work on court coverage, okay? A skill that I think kind of gets neglected as far as play goes, and kind of teaching people what they need to cover, where they need to cover. So first and foremost, what we're gonna talk about is the 20-foot wide court that we have on the other side. And we're gonna divide it into thirds. We're gonna take 2/3, are the outer thirds, and then the middle is that middle third right here, which is probably the most important third as far as coverage goes. So one thing we talk about is there's always 1/3 of the court that is covered. Always, always, always. And it's the middle. Because the middle is the fat part of the court. If I can shoot middle, I have the biggest angle or the best angle where I can shoot, and I have all that depth to work with in the middle. Whereas on the sidelines, I flirt with the sidelines, and that's out of bounds. So what we're gonna work right now is our coverage, and we're just gonna kind of walk through it and show our court positioning. So I have Clint and Sean on their side of the court right now. They're gonna be straight up, so they're straight up on their sides, they're in a good ready position, they're ready to go. So now, what I talk about is I'm gonna use this ball basket as my fourth player and my opponent or my partner. We're all straight up right here, and we're in a good position. If the ball is in the middle of the court, we're covering and we're pretty much straight up in the middle of our side of the court. Now, this is where when the ball shifts to the outside or to the sideline on either side, this is where we're gonna shift as far as my opponents. So now, what the key here is noticing and ball recognition. So now as the ball comes, say the ball comes from Sean to me, and it gets to my center of my body. They're still straight up, but now as soon as that ball gets outside of the center of my body, what's gonna happen with my opponents? They're gonna start to shift. And so now I see Sean shift to the middle, and then Clint's gonna shift to the sideline. Now we're gonna talk about responsibilities. As soon as that ball gets outside the center of my body and is on my backhand, Clint has pretty much one job, and what's his job? He's covering that sideline, and he's getting a little antsy on me. He's looking for the Ernie. But his job right there is he's covering that sideline. So he's gonna shift, he's gonna cover that sideline, and then Sean is taking that foot, he's right on that center line, he's covering middle. So when we talk about coverage, 2/3 of the court are always covered really well. There's always 1/3 of the court that we may give up. And with this situation, as Sean's in the middle, Clint's covering sideline, what's the third we're giving up? Is the opposite sideline. And why is it that we're gonna give up? Because one, I could pull the trigger and go fast down the line here. I could pull the trigger and go fast in the middle. If I pull the trigger and go fast on the opposite sideline, I'm probably going out. So what's the difference is that if I'm gonna go opposite sideline, I'm probably gonna dink that there, and then Sean's gonna recover and get that. But what we do have to cover is the 2 pull spots, and that's sideline and middle. Now we shift, ball comes back to the middle, these guys get back in their position, and we're covered straight up. Now, ball shifts, my partner, because he's so stagnant, it's gonna stand there, I come here. Ball shifts outside of my center, comes here, Sean has the sideline, Clint has the middle, and we're giving up that opposite sideline. Now, you guys are saying, well, I'm giving up that opposite sideline. What if they have a winner? Well, every once in a while, your opponent hits a good shot. They may hit a good hard roll that spot. Hey, nice shot. Every once in a while, it's going to happen. But what I don't want to give up is the easy balls. And the easy ball is right here. If we're straight up, ball's in the middle, ball comes outside of my center here, and say Sean goes and covers that line, but Clint's like, I'm thinking he's gonna pull cross court. That's dead right now, you're death, right? Because now all I have to do is push that ball right through the middle, and that's an easy shot. Whereas if Clint covers the middle, Sean's got the sideline, and I do this and roll, it's a harder shot. So we're gonna play the percentages here and say, hey, we'll give that up a little bit, but again, we cannot give up middle. So again, thinking of court coverage, we want to divide the court into thirds. We always cover the middle. We'll give up that opposite sideline. But again, it's about court coverage and what you do with your partner.